Hi, I'm Andy Laws, founder of Astronomy Adventures. Welcome to What's Up in the Night Sky May videocast. Tonight I'm going to take you through what you can see in the May night sky. Let's hope we have some beautiful clear nights like last month. I will show you where to find Mercury and Venus, when to look out for occultation of the Moon, plus a bright comet that's coming our way. Also where to find a huge open cluster full of stars that looks like a jewel box, and then moving on to the morning sky, the three most beautiful planets and a meteor shower. Here you can see the phase of the Moon for the next month, May. The next full moon is on the 7th, and it's a supermoon. You might have heard the terms waxing and waning. Well, a waxing moon is any phase in between new and first quarter. A waning moon is from the first quarter to new. On the 3rd of May, the Moon occults a star called Nu Virginis, a 4th magnitude star. It disappears on the dark limb. Occultation is when the Moon moves in front of a star or planet. Depending on where you are in the UK, timings of the start and the end of the occultation can vary, so start watching 5 minutes before it's due. The reappearance of Nu Virginis will take approximately 55 minutes from its disappearance. Again, depending on where you are in the UK, watch before the predicted time to see it slowly reappear from the lit side of the Moon. It's nearly 51 years since man first landed on the Moon. If you have a telescope, check out Mare Tranquillis, which is where Apollo 11 landed on the 21st of July 1969. Now, let's move on to the Sun. The nearest star to us, the Sun, is approximately 92 million miles away. Light takes about 8.5 minutes to get to us. Just think, it's so far away that if we drove a car at 70 miles an hour, it would take us around 150 years to get there. Sunspots are dark areas appear on the surface of the Sun. They are caused by strong magnetic activity within the Sun. Sunspots are not permanent and they can move slowly across the surface, changing size as they move. They are not really dark either. They are a couple of thousand degrees cooler than the surrounding areas, and they just appear dark. We can also observe the Sun with special telescopes called hydrogen alphascopes. These allow us to see prominences on the surface and the Sun's outer disk. This is one of the biggest prominences ever captured. Here you can see the inset of the Earth to scale. Approximately 1.3 million Earths can fit in the Sun. If a solar flare heads towards the Earth, it can reach us in a matter of minutes and can disrupt radio transmissions and damage satellites. So let's move on to our evening sky. With the beautiful weather we've been having, Venus has been unmistakable in the evening skies. We've had some beautiful views of the crescent moon and Venus together, and also gliding by the Pleiades. You can see here on the 21st, Mercury joins Venus, and this makes it very easy to spot, being directly beneath Venus, but nowhere near as bright. In the evening twilight, use binoculars or a telescope to view them. On the 22nd, Mercury and Venus are still together, but this time Mercury is to the east of Venus. Moving on a couple of days, on the 24th, the Moon, Mercury and Venus are all grouped together in the western skies. A beautiful crescent moon is to the east of Mercury, and Venus starts sinking towards the Sun. This is a great photo opportunity, and if you get any, please send them in. Last month we had a great photo opportunity with Venus gliding past the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters. Here's one I took at the end of the month, and you can see how beautiful it all looks. Mercury and Venus are called the inner planets and show phases just like the Moon. Have a look with a small telescope and you will see the crescent of Venus will be getting thinner throughout the month of May as it gets closer to the Sun. A month ago we were getting excited about Comet Atlas. It was predicted to be a naked eye object in the evening sky, but it's now fading in the evening twilight after breaking up, as this NASA picture shows. But a newly discovered comet at the end of March is heading our way. Yes, a new comet is coming. Comet Swan. This picture, taken by Damien Peach and Martin Moberly from Chile, is heading to the northern skies. Currently, it's reported that the tail is 6 to 8 degrees. Again, astronomers are getting excited, so keep watching Astronomy Adventures Facebook page for any updates. Venus dominates the western sky, but starts to fade towards the end of the month as it gets closer to the Sun. As the evening progresses, Taurus starts to set, and as the skies darken, Gemini the Twin starts to appear, with its two brightest stars, Castor and Pollux. Again, moving east, we come across Cancer, the next in line of the zodiacal constellations. Cancer, the crab, has one of the biggest open clusters in the night sky, visible to the naked eye from a dark site. The cluster is approximately 3 times the size of the Moon. Use binoculars or small wide-field telescope to show its beautiful jewel box of stars. Here's a beautiful picture of M44, or Praesepe as it's otherwise known, showing the hundreds of beautiful stars in the cluster. Moving east from Cancer the crab and looking south, now high in the south, we have Leo the lion. This constellation is easily depicted as a lion and holds many glorious galaxies to view through large telescopes. As you probably have noticed, the constellations I've mentioned are zodiacal constellations. Moving east, we come across Virgo the Virgin, Boötes the herdsman, and Hercules the hunter. In Hercules, there's a beautiful big globular cluster called M13, and we'll see that in a minute. M13 in the constellation of Hercules is a giant globular cluster. It contains hundreds of thousands of stars and is beautiful in binoculars or a wide field telescope. Let's move to the morning skies now. We have the giant gas planets, Jupiter and Saturn, known since prehistoric times. Both were viewed through telescopes first by Galileo Galilei in 1610. He made his own small telescope. He also discovered the 4 Galilean moons and the rings around Saturn, currently both in the morning skies. Not only do we have the gas giants in the morning skies, but we have Mars as well. Mars, seen here at the beginning of April, you can see the ice caps and many dark areas on the planet. This fantastic capture is by Damien Peach. To see the trio of planets in the morning skies, you need to rise about 4 a.m. Looking southeast before sunrise, from west to east you have Jupiter, Saturn and then Mars. Last month I took my camera down to the Delaware Pavilion. Looking out over the English Channel, you can see the Moon, Mars, Saturn and Jupiter all together. Not only are there a trio of planets in the morning sky, but if you can observe on the morning of the 6th of May, a couple of hours before sunrise, the Eta Aquariids peak with a possibility of up to 50 meteors per hour. If you observe before or after this date, you'll probably still see some, but not as many. The ISS is a wonderful sight as it slowly meanders across the night sky. It's almost as bright as Venus, so it's unmistakable. This month it's an excellent time to view as it's visible nearly every day. It houses 6 astronauts and is as large as a football pitch. The project was started in 1998 when 2 Soyuz spacecraft docked together. It's been continuously built and updated over the last 22 years and has been manned continuously in that time. On rare occasions, the ISS transits across the Sun and the Moon. Here you can see a transit of the ISS across the Sun's surface taken by Mark Jarvis. Oh, and here's a picture of me when I was in the ISS some 8 years ago. You may have heard of Elon Musk. He's causing a bit of controversy at the moment in the astronomy world with the launch of the Starlink satellites. Even now, with just under 500 satellites, large observatories have ruined research plates, like this next slide from Chile. Here you can see a deep exposure of galaxies from Chile, with the Starlink satellites running through, which the observatory claims has ruined a whole night's work. Finally, keep watching Astronomy Adventures for the launch of our near space balloon, due to be launched this month. But this all depends on the lockdown restrictions, so keep tuned in and watch our Facebook page. I hope you've enjoyed my quick rundown of the night sky in May. If you did, please like and subscribe to our page. You will then get the monthly updates and any current astronomical news. I'm Andy Laws, founder of Astronomy Adventures, wishing you clear skies wherever you are, and please keep safe.